Umivar.
Thank you, Chair. Senator Gold, yesterday the Auditor General appeared before the Social Affairs Committee and informed us about her audit of certain departments and disclosed to us that a 2018 commitment by IRCC to look at its capacity has not been completed and is therefore severely impacting processing times. For example, the Auditor General compared two offices, one in Italy, the other in Tanzania, that have roughly the same number of employees. Tanzania, however, receives 5 times the number of applications, and yet they have the same number of employees as Rome. So it's only natural to expect the outcome. A file that gets routed to the Tanzanian office will sit in a backlog for far longer than a file in Rome. This is, in my view, a perfect expression of institutional discrimination. So when will the government follow through with that commitment and reallocate resources to deal with backlogs in spots?
Senator Gold.
Well, thank you for your question. It is true that, although it is true that all applications are subjected to the same criteria, regardless of the country, it is also true that depending on the nature of the applications, they may or may not take longer or shorter. And of this, I don't have I don't have the ability or knowledge of how to compare applications in Rome to those in Tanzania. The question of how many human resources can be deployed in any given office is also a matter of which I imagine there are factors beyond simply a stroke of the pen in the PMO or the appropriate. Not in PMO, in the government. And so I'll have to make some inquiries to see, but I understand that the government is continually monitoring this issue, and I thank you for bringing it to my attention.
Move on.
Thank you, Senator Gold, for following up on that. The Auditor General also found that the average waiting time for privately sponsored refugees is 13 months. This is a program that Canada is rightfully proud of. It talks about it on the world stage. It is engaged in replicating it in different parts of the world. It sets us apart. So why the long waiting time? Should we not do better than 13 months, Senator Gold?
Senator Gold.
Well, Canada, we have a global crisis, as we know, with displaced persons. Canada is doing what it can. My understanding is that the government's goal is to process 80% of all applications within the appropriate service standards, and that the IRCC is continuing to work to reduce its backlogs by digitizing applications, hiring new staff, and using technologies to improve their ability to process.
Senator Platt.